We're going to talk a little bit more NBA 2K22, biggest gameplay in area in need of a fix. And like I said, my man Chase did this video. It's on the Operation Sports YouTube channel now. And it's like, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's like he really did a fantastic job with this video, like kind of pointing it out. But he says it, essentially it's pick and roll. And pick and roll defense is definitely the thing. Yes, AO, it is defense overall, but it's pick and roll defense is easily the biggest problem with the game from a defensive standpoint. Pick and roll is the most often run play in the NBA, without a question. And it is run consistently in different facets all over the court. And if you have a game that has broken pick and roll defense, it is going to drastically impact the gameplay experience. Now, there's ways obviously around it where you can still get some enjoyment out of it, but what it does is it forces you to have to do things that you shouldn't have to do. So, and that's with, like, when you're mostly it's controlling the big man, you got to be Superman and telepathic, and you got to make some really tough choices. And with the way that people can shoot, especially oh my God, we don't even have to talk about my team, because the cards are jacked anyway. And then on top of that, a lot of people can shoot, you know? And so it's just like you can't effectively defend the pick and roll. You know what I'm saying? With the way that the game is, the big man literally gets lost after the screen. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where he should. And it does the settings. Oh my God, please. Hard heads, none of that stuff. No. The only thing that halfway works is when you blitz the pick and roll. You know, blitz the ball handler off the pick and roll. That's the only thing that halfway works from the setting standpoint. Outside of that, everything else you're pretty much doing manually, switching back and forth and trying to kind of just, you know, out switch the ball handler. But it's really tough if the guy can shoot, if the guy or girl that your guard playing can really shoot, and if they got a character who can really shoot. So, you know, it just is what it is, man. But no, I see Mook and you know, you guys, he said, I'm not trying to hate, man. It's just I've been giving them so much money over the years. I'm not with giving them passes for being lazy. You couldn't even choose your own team online. You know, I you know what? I think this is like one of the things I'm gonna talk about, not today, but I think what happens is, and like as a paying customer, you have your right to say anything you want to say, but there is a certain type of feedback that game developers and producers and publishers listen to. And I'm going to talk about this when we get to WWE. And then there's a certain type that they can't listen to. When you give a criticism of the game, you have to be specific and you have to make a point about what it is that you're saying. The broad sweeping, this game trash, or I've been giving them money for all these years and da-da-da. That's the kind of stuff that kind of like, if you put yourself in that position and you're listening and you're trying to get like, okay, you're saying something's wrong. Tell me what's wrong. If you're trying to get that answer, you're not going to really get it from it that way, you know? And, you know, Bulletproof, it's not that any criticism is considered hating. It's just criticism that doesn't have, like, isn't based on, you know what I'm saying? Like a specific point, you know what I mean? And it doesn't come from what I would say is like a logical or fair perspective. That's when it's like, it's not, I won't say it's hating. It's just not logical. You know what I'm saying? It's not logical. Like, so Mook, you're saying all these things you don't like, but you're saying that the game is the same game and you haven't played it. None of that really connects to what you're saying. You saying that it's the same game, because that's what we was talking about. And so my thing is, how do you know it's the same game? You don't know it's the same game, but you just saying that what you're saying because you're frustrated from years and years of the game. So since you're frustrated from years of the game, now you see a trailer, it's the same game. It's just, you can't say that yet, not logically, right? Now, when you have takes like that, that's when people just be like, okay, and they just don't pay no attention to it because it don't have the layers to it that you need for it to, you know, come through.